Yes.
For old school Italian,
It is gorgeous.
mixed with some funky fired pie.
You come to a place like this to get a pizza like that.
That's all right here, right now, on Triple D.
So I'm here in Nashville with Tournament of Champions Season 2 champ, Maneet Chauhan. Listen, I thought we were going to your restaurant, Chattable. I know it's around here somewhere.
No, I said by Chattable. So a husband and wife-owned restaurant. They were in fine dining. Now they are making from scratch pizzas and pastas. It's coal-fired.
Oh, now the sign makes sense. This is Nikki's Coal Fired.
All right, I got a ravioli and a cavatelli bolognese,
This place is incredible.
It's not pretentious, it's just food you crave.
margarita in the window.
You can come several times a week, not break the bank.
You're like dad of the year.
Not super handy in the kitchen. Tony pinch hits for me all the time.
And the couple knocking it out of the park is Tony and Caroline Galzin, who brought their culinary training and fine dining experience from Chicago to Nashville, where they decided to take a hard turn.
We wanted to open a more casual, definitely pizza-focused place.
So are you at a pizzeria?
We are an Italian restaurant. Scallop spaghetti in the window.
He crushes the classics.
My favorite thing on the menu is probably the meatballs. Hi, ladies. House-made spaghetti with Mama G's meatballs.
Nice, large-sized meatballs. The noodles are made here in-house.
All right, Chef, what are we into first?
Mama G's meatballs. Literally my grandma's recipe and then via my mom. We have ground pork, ground beef, both local. We're gonna make a little slurry. Onions and garlic, parsley and basil. Puree this up. Pour it on top of the meats.
Does your mom approve of this recipe?
Mama G's meatballs are very popular in Nashville, so she's famous. Grated parm.
Okay.
Whole eggs, kosher salt. Now we're adding the whole milk into the panko breadcrumbs.
So a little panade of that, make it nice and light and airy. Now these are going to get cooked in the coal-fired oven?
Sometimes in the morning, if the oven's still hot enough, or we'll just cook them in our convection oven.
Got it. The way they would take a wood-fired oven in Italy,
Right.
usually they had one in the town.
Right.
Okay? So when the oven was getting fired up, when it was going through its beginning stages, or when it was had residual heat, would be the time where you would cook steaks, or you would cook something that would be at that temperature of the 250 to 400 degrees. Then you would keep the oven really hot during the day. You want to do the pizzas.
Right.
And then at the end of the night, when they've done feeding the fire, and the oven's coming down into its 500-degree range,
Right.
everybody would bring their bread to the end of the street, and they would all load up the oven and then close it down, and then overnight, that
my
oven would bake all the
God.
bread.
That is so cool.
Yep, because you got to remember, when a wood-fired oven, or even if it's coal or if it's wood,
Right.
it was a lot of work to go and harvest the amount of wood that you needed to fire this oven up. So if we're going to fire up this oven, get this big, gigantic clay monster or
Right.
this brick monster hot, we might as well really get the residuals out of it any way, shape, and form. It smells great. I can get the garlic and the basil right off the bat. What size meatball are we going for?
2-ounce scoop. Now we roll them.
Okay.
10 minutes in the convection oven at 450 degrees.
Beautiful. And what's the tomato sauce deal?
Real simple crushed tomatoes. Add a little bit of salt. Give these guys a little bath.
Meatballs on pizzas too?
We do.
Meatballs on a sandwich?
On occasion.
Meatball in the hand?
You want right now?
I'll wait.
Pop them back in the oven for about an hour. So this starts to, reduce down a bit.
Got it.
We're gonna make our marinara sauce. Same crushed tomatoes,
Salt.
onion powder, granulated garlic, and dried oregano.
You know that Maneet's writing all this down over here. She has aspirations to open an Italian restaurant next. Not going to be awkward if she...
Turn it on
This isn't going to be awkward, is it? This isn't the recipe book over here, is it?
How much of the oregano?
Chef, what next was in the dish?
We're gonna make our spaghetti. We have our pasta extruder here. Fine semolina flour from Italy. Turn it on and then add water while it's mixing. It's gonna mix for 4 minutes, and then it's gonna rest for 4 minutes just to hydrate, and then we can extrude it.
Nest it up.
And then boop, 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 start lining them up.
How was that again?
It's a technical term.
It's you guys, you probably wouldn't understand, but
Yes.
it's pretty official.
Yeah. We'll boil the pasta in salted water. Our marinara, Grana Padano cheese. We're gonna saute it together. Spaghetti meatballs out of the oven.
Yes.
We'll add more Grana Padano and olive oil to finish.
Smells so good.
Thank you.
That's great pasta. Not overcooked and really toothsome. And the meatball is tender, a fair amount of Grana Padano. I love the creaminess of that inside of the sauce.
And I love the fact that you're generous with the sauce.
Thank you.
And Mama G, big shout out.
Yes.
Okay? Well done. dynamite dish.
Famous Mama G's meatballs.
I think the homemade pasta is really what makes it unique.
The meatballs are fantastic. We will often take some home because they're so good.
The food is top-notch, but it's comfortable at the same time.
Who's Nikki?
Nikki is my next youngest brother, and we wanted to do a family name.
And ditto with the coal-fired oven.
Who's Enrico?
My great-grandparents immigrated from Italy. His name was Enrico.
It's a monster.
It took us 5 hours and an emergency rigging crew to move it about 200 feet. You can really taste the coal-fired in the pizza, which is unbelievable.
What is the next dish?
It's the Hey Paisano. It's a pizza.
Hey, paisano. It's tasty.
Really gives that crisp texture to the pizza.
I got a Hey Paisano walk-in.
The Hey Pisano, it's my favorite pizza. You've got the smoked mozzarella, the homemade capicola.
It has a spicy honey on top, which seals the deal.
We're gonna make our capicola for the Hey Paisano pizza.
Overachiever.
Of course we have.
Where do you get the hogs from? Local?
Yeah, so when we make the capicola, we need a good percentage of hard fat because that grinds without smearing.
Why did you look at me when you said hard fat? Why'd you look at me?
I thought you would know what I'm talking
Yeah,
about. We take the legs, butcher it down into cubes,
You're making it into a coarse ground, I assume.
half-inch die.
Really coarse.
Kosher salt, sugar, sweet paprika, Spanish smoked paprika, cayenne pepper.
That's a kiss.
Ground black pepper. Curing salt, they'll keep it nice and pink so it's not gray when it comes out of the oven. And this is our protein binder.
Keeps all the fat in.
Mix it.
And then we're gonna go to case it. You wanna lick the bowl?
We'll stuff it very tight. Prick it just to make sure there's no air pockets in there.
Tie this off, hang it,
Cook it very slow, 210 degrees, and it'll roast over the course of like 5 hours.
slice it. All right, chef, what are we into now?
We're gonna make bechamel. Start with our butter, all-purpose flour. Make it just a very, very light roux. Heavy cream makes it really, really thick. Once this comes up to a boil, add in warm milk. Then we'll finish it with our kosher salt and then Grana Padano cheese.
Well done.
So now we're gonna do our smoked mozzarella. I do want it to sort of melt and let out a little bit of the moisture.
Got it.
So we just use applewood chips, drop our perforated pan in there and cap it. So we'll smoke it for about 10 minutes, let it cool, and we'll shred it.
Beautiful. And the pizza dough?
Very traditional. It's just our sourdough starter, water, salt, yeast.
So you portion it.
Into a dough ball that will make a 13-inch pizza.
I saw that dough ball machine you got back there. It is gorgeous.
Thanks.
Proof for 24 hours?
We do 48 hours.
48 hours. Love the semolina.
Stretch it by hand. And then we're gonna make our pie. We're gonna start with our bechamel, smoked mozzarella, capicola,
That looks beautiful.
red onion. With our peel, we go right under, give it a stretch,
Good sized pie.
right in the oven. 3 to 4 minutes.
And we're running at 850.
850, our deck is about 650, 700. This is our Hey Paisano.
I love
Oh, yes.
And then last thing is drizzle it with this Calabrian chili honey.
it. Gorgeous. The semolina on the bottom of the crust is my fave.
And the smoked mozzarella is so pronounced.
The texture in the capicola is outrageous. The crust on this, and I love a little bit of the carbon, holds right up. The Calabrian chili honey, it's just a dynamite executed pizza. You come to a place like this to get a pizza like that.
We got our Hey Paisano pizza with the spicy honey.
The coal-fired oven gets so stinking hot. You get like the perfect airiness in that crust and the crispiness on the bottom.
The capicola I could eat by itself.
It's really good.
Can you eat the whole pizza?
Probably.
Yeah, you eat it every day.
I got a scallop spaghetti.
I'll definitely be driving 30 minutes back here. It's awesome.
Tony and Caroline have just like changed the Nashville culinary scene.
You're a great ambassador, my friend. Well done. Very
So
nice to
good.
meet you.
Nice
Thank
to meet you guys.
Hi everyone, make sure you subscribe to Food Network UK where you can see loads more shows and loads of different recipes.